94 Feet Nation, what's good? What's good? It's your boy Dre. I'm here with my brothers for another episode of the 94 Feet Podcast. What's going on? I'm here with my brother Zeke.
Yeah, what it do?
What it do? Here with my brother Keith.
What's good, good people?
Yo, and happy Sunday to you. It is Sunday, game 3 of the NBA Finals, and we are in the building. We are ready to dive right in. My boy Zeke, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing real good. I'm doing good, man. It's a day. It's a day. It's a day of pressure. It's a day of get your prayers together. It's a day of
even though God don't take sides in sports, but yeah.
He does.
It's a little too early to be doing all of that, man.
Is it?
Hold your horses. Hold your horses.
Geese, how you doing, brother? What's good with you, man?
Good, good people.
How you been, brother?
Living, man.
Yeah. Preston celebrated his 6th birthday over the weekend.
Yep. Happy birthday to my son. He just celebrated his 6th birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday to my wife.
Our nephew and your wife celebrated the birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah,
Jessica.
man. That's good, man.
So it's been a busy weekend.
Busy weekend.
Now we're about to finish the weekend off,
Been spending money like crazy, huh?
Like crazy.
Let's dive in, folks. Last week, we had a great episode, in my opinion, one of our best, when we really highlighted the Milwaukee Bucks and what it meant to us as a city to have the Bucks in the finals and what it meant for our city and what the Bucks had to do. Now that all the mushy stuff is over, the reality set in. Just like we did on that podcast last week, after we were mushy for about 30 minutes, I said, okay, now let's talk about the real thing. Let's talk about the series. The Bucks are down 2-0. The Phoenix Suns are not only beating the Bucks, but they are dominating the Bucks. Let's talk about the first 2 games, the series. Is this series over? And what do our Bucks have to do to get back in it? Let's start this off with Zeke. Zeke, what is going on? What is your take on how this series is going with the Bucks and the Suns? Bucks down 2-0.
Don't do too much.
Do a lot.
I'm not
because I got plenty.
I'm not going to do a lot. I know Dre isn't really going to go in the Bucks because he's not really a fan. But
Keith, where you going tonight?
I'm going to the game.
Where am I going tonight?
To the game.
Because I'm broke. I'm not a fan. That's what we saying. That's what we doing.
I'm just saying. Like, I'm just
saying.
saying.
It's a lot of people in the Deer District.
I'm just saying. Real.
I'm going to be one of them.
I'm saying.
That's not going to be at the game. That's not going to be inside the game.
All I'm saying is I'm a real fan and I'm going to the game. Real fans go cheer on their teams.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In the Deer District. Okay. It's more cracking out there than it is inside the state. You know what? That's another story for another day.
Go ahead.
Like I said before, I'm a real fan, so I'm not gonna call it. It's not over. Bucks are a really good team at home. They're 9-1. We thought the same thing when Brooklyn went up 2-0.
There's a difference.
There is a difference. I'm not saying there's a difference. I'm just saying I'm just making similarities, but I'm just saying that I don't want to count it out. I will say tonight is somewhat of a must win. And no one wants to come to the finals and get swept because then it just shows the league, oh, you just weren't supposed to be here. And I think we still have a chance. I picked the Bucks in 7. I'm sticking with that, with my fingers crossed and my toes crossed and going and, getting some holy water and everything I need to do. But
did you sprinkle it on the arenas?
I didn't sprinkle on the arena. I just went down to the Deer District and put it on the statue.
Do we really want him?
As Dre already said, I'm not going to the game.
You know what? You got a good point.
And we really want him.
Kind of glad he didn't.
Slanging that holy water.
Let me tell you something. Both of you Negroes. If I'm in hell, I won't be alone. I won't be alone.
I didn't put you in there. Why you had to take it there?
Because you did take it there. I ain't over here whispering. Y'all gonna be down there with me. I said it.
Keith, what's going on with our Bucks and the Suns, man?
I kind of figured Phoenix was going to come out and win they home games to start the series, just off of momentum and the crowd. And the Bucks is going to need us tonight to cheer them on and give us that 6 man because their crowd was was bumping.
Yeah, it was bumping. It was
They were
live.
standing like the whole time.
If you looked at the meter, the what is it called? The meter thing?
The noise noise meter.
The noise meter, it was like at like 1.2 decimals the whole game,
That's
like non-stop. So like that's a momentum boost. Whenever they hit a 3, it went up even higher.
Yeah, I did see that.
So like that momentum right there alone in itself gives you an extra boost in the game because you fired up. You got everybody behind you. So I'm hoping Milwaukee come home and we can pick up like they picked up at home.
So here's the thing. I'm with you. I agree 110%. Home court advantage is a big thing. It's a real thing. It's a big deal. But at the end of the day, the Milwaukee Bucks just have to play better.
But they did this both series in a row. Came out, got their butt kicked the first couple of games, and went on 4-0.
Again, very different situations. Now, I'm with Zeke. I'm with Zeke. I agree. I think the Bucks can still win this in 7, but the room for that is closing, and it's closing fast.
Oh, yeah.
In order for the Bucks to still be in this series and make it competitive, they have to pick up both games at home.
Oh, they have to.
They have to win both. They have to go back to Phoenix, and this is 2-2. If the Bucks go down 3-0, I'm sorry, America, but this series is over. If the Bucks go down, that means they have to win 4 straight games.
Which has never been done in NBA history.
Which has never been done in NBA history. You have to win 3 of those games on Phoenix, on the home court of Phoenix. You have to win game 4 at home, 5 in Phoenix, 6 at home. I'm sorry, you have to win 2 at home and 2 on the road.
It's possible, but it's tough.
It's never been
possible, but it's tough.
It's never been done.
And furthermore, I'm going to say this because I want you all to really dive deep and stop dancing around it. In the words of Zeke, if Giannis doesn't play, we would have lost by 40 both games.
First of all, dance around it.
Yeah, because you're acting like you really believe the Bucks can win it. You're really acting like a fan, and we're all fans. But listen, America, it is okay to have an objective sports opinion.
I give objective.
Now, when it comes to the Bucks,
yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You don't.
I said, hey, I think we still have a chance. I didn't say, oh, we got this. I didn't say nothing like that. I said we still have a chance. That's what I said. I said we still have a chance. That is an objective point of view from a Bucks fan. You, on the other hand, oh, it's over. It's over. I didn't
say it's over. I said if we go out,
you coming with these Stephen A. hot takes. Hey man, it's over. It's over.
Wow.
I didn't say that. I said, hey, we still got a chance.
I said that if the Bucks go down 3-0, it's over. Okay. That's what I said. Okay. Now, I did say if Giannis didn't play, we would have lost by 40. Either of you not agree with that?
I don't believe that because sometimes they play better when Giannis is. I hate to say it, and he's our franchise player, but sometimes they play better without him.
See,
when it comes to like that team ball. Mm-hmm. Like where everybody's touching the ball and everybody's getting their rotations. Mm-hmm. I think the Bucks play better when he's not in there because they kind of do like what teams do when LeBron is on their team, and they kind of sit and watch sometimes instead of keep moving and keep the offense flowing.
Yeah,
and that's what is hurting the Bucks in this series. Offensively, we can't get nothing.
Well, in order for us to get something, Holiday and Middleton have to step up. And this is, wait a second, and go ahead. That's what we were beefing about with Middleton all season. As soon as we give Middleton his roses, what they do? They go brown. Quick. We gave that man his roses. He carried us against the Hawks. But in the finals, and here's the thing, Chris Middleton, I don't know how much more we want from him because Chris Middleton actually in the first game put up 29 points.
He put 29 points, but they was down by like 20 and 18 the whole game. So that really don't matter to me.
And Drew Holiday put up 10 points. You can't be an elite. We called Holiday an elite point guard. He is elite. Well, at least he was. Yeah. We can't give you the elite point guard status and you score 10 points in the NBA Finals as a starting point guard. We can't do that.
I mean, I mean, going back to what you were saying about Giannis being out, we'd have lost about 40. I do believe that just because even though we played better without Giannis, or we won 2 games without Giannis, it was against Atlanta. Trae Young was out, and we are a way better team than Atlanta. So in this particular situation, like the common theme here is Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. And it's not like Drew Holiday isn't doing what he's supposed to do as far as like, okay, the jumper's not falling, let me start going inside. He was missing that stuff too. At the end of the day, he was just missing shots. Middleton was just missing shots. He had 29 in the first quarter. I mean, in the first game, but it was like we were down by like 18. So that whole 29-point thing, that's cool, but it mostly was garbage time just to make it look.
But how
good.
many times did I say that at the beginning of the year about Middleton though? Like
that, well, he real streaky.
He's real streaky, and sometimes you might not notice how streaky he is because the stats will still say he had a good game when he really didn't.
I mean, and the other thing that the Bucks have to do, and we talked about this before. One of the reasons why the Bucks have been so competitive is because they can hit the 3. They have not done that so far in the finals. They have been very terrible from behind the line. And here's the other thing that kind of is irritating me. Again, we go back to the coaching. He is being outcoached by Monty Williams to the highest extent.
See, I don't think he's being outcoached.
I do.
Because like outcoaching would be – the thing about out-coaching somebody is like a lot of times it's like making adjustments on the fly. It's coming out with a good game plan. When you have a game plan, like the first game was the pick and roll. They was just doing a pick and roll, and Chris Paul seen it. He exposed it. Oh, you gonna put Brooklyn Lopez on me? Oh, I'm finna get money. I'm finna eat him alive. Oh, you gonna put Bobby on me? Oh, I'm finna eat him alive. So it's one of the things where like you talking about the coaching and how he's getting out coached. Monty Williams isn't doing it. Monty Williams is just doing, I don't even say Monty Williams. Chris Paul is more taking what the defense is giving him. Like when you do the pick and roll.
And he's totally taking it.
Yeah. And when you do the pick and roll and you got a guy like Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis on me, I'm gonna get money every single time.
Hold on. But the thing is the Bucks just gotta have more effort. My thing is, I didn't see that extra effort, the extra hustle, that extra boost of energy from nobody but Giannis.
I seen it in game 2, but just spurts of it. Like you got to go all.
Yeah, like you said, it's spurts. It has to be pedal to the metal from the start. That as soon as the jump ball comes,
pretty much.
Matter of fact, it should have started last night. You should have been last night. It should have been pedal to the metal.
Yeah,
knowing that Chris Paul and them is coming in town, and we got to hold our home court down.
And the other thing I think I'm going to add to this too, the Phoenix Suns bench is a little better than ours. The Bucks bench has been non-existent. Game 1, the bench, Bobby Portis scored 5 points.
But see, I blame Bud for that.
Forbes scored 6. Pat scored 8, and Jeff Teague scored 3.
I blame Bud for that. You want me to tell you why?
Go ahead.
It's about timing.
Mm-hmm.
Timing is very key in this series. When and where to put players in. And he has to learn that and adapt to that. And every series, it takes him 2 or 3 games to adapt to that.
I hear a lot of people saying that. So when people can notice that, that's probably a coaching problem. When people say, well, Bud doesn't make adjustments until the next game. Bud doesn't do this until the next game.
Yeah, I know.
That's a bad trait to have.
Because you look at the games that when Giannis was out and Bobby and them played. How the rotation was.
One game.
He has let me tell you what his trouble is. His trouble is managing Giannis. That's his biggest trouble.
Keeping him in line?
Because he don't understand when and where to take him out and slow him down because he's so worried about him getting out of the rhythm in the game of being out. He keeps him out there too long sometimes, and sometimes he put him back in too fast. He has to give those role players the opportunities that they had all season. Because Forbes and them, when they had the opportunities all season, Bobby and them all season, they were doing what they were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. And
hold on a second. Before I go into this, look up their stats.
Who?
Bobby Portis.
For game 2?
Just overall.
But one thing you got to remember, their stats are not going to be high because there's going to be games that they're not going to play a lot. So with that, games that they do play a lot.
That's true. So with that being said, though, I'm gonna tell you right now, Giannis, Middleton, Drew Holiday, be prepared. From game 3 till game 7, you will be paying 40 plus minutes.
As they should.
But what I'm saying is, this is like when you talk about, like, I guess my thing about, because everybody, you got to blame somebody. I get that. And, the coach is the one guy you should blame. I don't blame Bud as much as I blame the guys on the floor, because whether it's Drew Holiday, whether it's, Giannis breaking it up and shooting the 3, or Middleton and such and such and such and such, you have to make shots. And so when you're 4 for 25, or where you're 11 for 30, or whatever the case may be, and you scored a high of 20 points, or you said Drew Holiday had like 10 points in one of those games, I'm looking at you like, besides Bud taking the ball out of his hand,
but
what can he do? But
think about this, though. If they're running the plays he's calling and they're not getting easy buckets to get them in a rhythm, whose fault is it? Because the offense is not flowing. That's our biggest issue. Our offense is to stand still.
And the Bucks need to make shots. The Phoenix Suns in game 2 hit 20 3-pointers.
That's my thing, though. Like, something like that is hard to overcome no matter who you play.
20 3-pointers, and the Bucks 9.
That's hard to overcome.
They hit 9 3-pointers, but attempted a heck of a lot more. They attempted, the Milwaukee Bucks in game 2,
50.
They attempted a lot. They attempted over 25 3-pointers. I'm not going to sit here and do the math, but they attempted more. They attempted more 3-pointers than what Phoenix made.
But
you know what I'm saying? And so if you're the Bucks, we rely on the 3-point. We rely on it. That's what got us through the season.
But what gets our 3-pointers is we tear the paint up when we want to.
Sometimes.
And if we tear the paint up and we in there getting buckets in the paint, that opens up them shots for Ford. That opens up them shots from Connaughton. That opens up them shots for Middleton.
Earlier I said that Phoenix has a better bench, and they do, but it's really the starting lineups winning these games.
I was just going to say that's Phoenix. Who's killing us.
Malcolm Bridges, who's the 3rd option, arguably the 4th. Mikal Bridges, rather. Game 2, Keith, he put up 27 points and 7 rebounds.
But what did I tell you, though? Somebody always having a career night on the Bucks.
Always. Jay Crowder in game 1 had 1 point. Game 2, he had 11. Guess how many Chris Middleton had in game 2? 11. Jay Crowder scoring the same amount of points as our second best player, air quotes, best player, who has a max contract. Ayton scored.
But tell me this, though. Are you going to take, if you had the choice of taking Middleton or Crowder, who you taking?
I'm taking Middleton all day, but right now that doesn't matter because they're down 2-0.
You can't question them then about that. Because
this is just one of the things where, like, Bucks are missing shots.
The Bucks just got to be mentally tough. They got to come out.
That too, but they're missing shots.
They got to come out. That's where the mental and the toughness come in, because once they started missing, you can see it. It was in their whole body language.
Giannis snapped. Did you see them?
He was snapping at the timeout because he was like, "Dude, we gotta do better." And Giannis knows, hey, this is the finals. I don't know if we're gonna be here next year, but at least put up a fight. Because at the end, like, and it's so crazy because game 2, I did feel like there were spurts of, okay, we going hard.
It was the spurts.
And then the Phoenix will hit a 3 or they'll hit a jump shot. They'll do something and just be like, oh my God. Then they'll score like 4 straight points.
But that's that crowd too, man. That crowd is a killer.
That crowd was a killer.
Markelle is hitting them threes like that.
And I knew it was over, but I knew we was in trouble when Devin Booker hit that 3 over Brook Lopez. I was like, oh shit.
And Brook needs to show up. He's done nothing. And
that's where we should be winning the game at.
Where?
In the middle.
We gotta get Brook the ball and get some offense around him.
Yes and no, but
because Ayton cannot
run
guard
the pick and roll through him.
He cannot guard Brook. He cannot guard Giannis.
Run the pick and
But like I told y'all, man, at the beginning of the season when Chris Paul originally went to Phoenix, I said, listen, I told y'all Devin Booker was going to transform into a much better player than what people thought he was. They thought he was good, but now you see how good he is when he got a point guard to get him the ball and he don't have to do everything.
So one other thing that Zeke and I were talking about in the parking lot. Yep, I'm saying it on the radio.
On the podcast?
We do not. I'm going to ask it objectively. Is the trio of Giannis, Holiday, and Middleton a good trio? Can they play together to win a title? Because wait a second.
I think it's
hold
a trio.
up before you answer it, because you're the same guy that said they played better without Giannis. Hold up. And the records show, okay, it'll take a little research for all my fact checkers out there, but most games that Giannis have been out of, Middleton was on fire.
That is not true.
Middleton was on fire most games that Giannis have been out of.
That is not true.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Did you watch the Atlanta games?
Hold on a second. What is the record without Giannis is below 500?
Oh, the record is without no doubt about it.
Okay.
But so answer the question: do we believe, because Zeke was making a case that we shouldn't have got Holiday, we should have got Chris Paul?
I said that a long time ago.
Because the Bucks tend to win for the future, but Paul could make us win now. Do we believe that this trio are good together and can deliver us the championship?
I believe they are good together. And when I say they played better without Giannis, that doesn't mean they're a better team without Giannis. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
I like that.
What I'm saying is they put more effort in because they know they have more opportunities. Giannis has to realize these guys are here for me, and I gotta make sure I boost them up to be ready when I need them. You know what I mean?
I mean,
kind of how like LeBron does.
I know.
When he has players that around him, he makes them better. Giannis hasn't made any of them better this series yet.
My thing about that is this though, like Giannis has never been a selfish guy, and so I'll say that again. Giannis has never really been a selfish guy. So if Middleton is going off,
I'm just saying, Giannis is pretty selfish, bro. As fans,
how is Giannis selfish?
What makes him selfish though? Because I don't understand. I don't understand. Maybe our definitions of selfish is different. But tell me, what is selfish?
So when I think of, I'm not calling Giannis like the most selfish player out there. But when you have Holiday in the game with you, and we talked about this, Giannis tends to try to run point. That's selfish.
He just brings the ball up.
Giannis tries to take pull-up threes. You can't shoot. That's selfish. Giannis will often go for the one-on-one matchup instead of getting the team involved. Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Casey, I'm going to let you answer this because you're a ball player.
Okay.
I'm going to let you answer this because you're a ball player.
He used to be, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll answer it. Okay.
Go ahead. No, I want to hear what he got to say.
I'll take it because I'll take it.
Both of y'all.
So my thing about selfish, everything, I'll just break down everything you just said. Giannis brings the ball up sometimes. He doesn't bring it up all the time. He brings it up sometimes. If Giannis brings the ball up, what does that do? That has the D focus on him. Mm-hmm. Now, do they give him a space and a lot of space to shoot the three? Yes, they do. How many threes does Giannis shoot a game? 10? No, maybe 5 at the most. Sometimes 4.
That's too many.
Sometimes 4 to 5.
That's too many. Now, that's 12 missed points.
Now, if he hits 2 out of those 4, that's 50%. Steph Curry would kill for 50% from the 3-point line. What I'm saying is this. And then you talk about how Giannis will do the one-on-one. If I see you can't hold me, I'm going to take you to the rack. That is the smart basketball move. You also said Giannis is what was the last thing you said about Giannis and him being selfish?
Well, I still think he plays selfishly. He plays selfishly. We talked about trying to run point, the pull-up threes, and the one-on-ones. Those are the 3.
Oh, okay. So I canceled all 3 of those out.
I don't think you did. But
so
you gave a good rebuttal, but you didn't cancel them out because half of America will agree with me when we talk about Giannis being selfish. In fact, in fact, it's been talked about on many sports platforms and many sports podcasts.
We're gonna put a poll up on Twitter. Follow us on 94 Feet Podcast, and please answer: do you think Giannis is a selfish basketball player?
Hey, I mean, most of the greats are. Kobe was selfish.
Kobe
Michael was selfish, and then unless they didn't need to be. It's not a bad thing, but what I'm saying is when you're playing championship basketball, sometimes you got to put your personal stat stuff into the side. Now, granted, Giannis needed to be a stuffer in these 2 games because he was the only one doing anything.
Okay, now, see, the thing is, this is different between being selfish and being taking your role on as the franchise player and get us some buckets. I think one of the most selfish. I don't even want to get into this, but I'm gonna get into it anyway.
Get into it.
Selfish players, I believe in NBA history, have been 2 guys: Carmelo Anthony and Allen Iverson. Because if you can go 6 for 32, 7 for 50, 7 for 42, I think you're a selfish player.
But Jordan has won games where he went 5 for 32, 5
When
for
is he winning
37, 6 for 30,
but
33.
But Allen Iverson.
Are you talking about those Wizards years?
Yeah.
Nobody think about
I have to throw it in there.
I know
man.
you
Come
did.
on, man.
But the point. So
Really.
He said, nobody, you know what I'm saying? Nobody care about the Wizard years.
like, that's just,
It's still the same person, right?
it's the same person.
It is the same person, though, right? Boy, I tell you, boy, you filthy animals. You
Go ahead,
Yo,
go ahead.
man,
Man.
but
Bring
the
us home.
point-
Bring us home.
But to bring it home is that when you talk about, I didn't forget what you said. No, what I'm saying is
Talking
that
about selfishness and all
selfish
that
and stuff like that. Like I think Giannis is one of the most unselfish players in the league. That's so like if Chris Middleton is going off, he gonna give him the ball. If Drew Holiday was going off, he gonna give him the ball. I don't think Giannis has a problem with scoring less than 20 points if we are winning the game and these 2 guys are on fire. So when Giannis scored, like he had 42 in game 2.
He did.
He was the only, like you just said, he was the only one putting buckets up on
After a devastating injury.
on a consecutive basis. And him coming back, I thought he wasn't gonna be back till game 3. And to be honest with you, we are in this whole 0-2 either way it goes, whether Giannis plays or not.
Okay.
And so it's one of those things where I think that I don't want to put the blame on really anybody, just because Phoenix in game 2, when you hit 19 threes, you better win that game.
Mm-hmm.
And game 1, it felt like they were more prepared and we were less like our adrenaline was gone. And so we were kind of gassed. But I think that when it comes to Giannis being a selfish player and stuff like that, I don't think he is. I think that he's like, well, ain't nobody else scoring, so I got to put some points up so we can kind of keep us in the game.
Okay.
Because Chris Middleton is the type of guy who can light up a scoreboard in 12 minutes. So he can score 20 points in 12 minutes. He can't outscore your team like he did Atlanta in the last series. So it just depends. And I think that Giannis can keep us in a game, but he's just doing what he has to do. He's the leader of this team.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you both this one more time. Is this series over, Keith?
For me, I don't think it's over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you changing your prediction?
I still got Milwaukee
in 6?
in 6.
So they're going to
You got Milwaukee in 6.
So they're going to win the next 4 games.
I got them in 7.
Okay.
I think they might get one more in, but I think Milwaukee is going to win their 2 home games, and then we might go to Phoenix and lose, and then come back to Milwaukee and win. And then
so Milwaukee goes undefeated at home.
Yeah, I think both teams go undefeated, and game 7 is a deciding game.
Okay. Zeke, is this series over?
No, but I like that. I'm going with what Kesey just said.
Okay.
I like that. I said Bucks in 7 before, but I believe 2 is like undefeated at home, and then we kind of close it out at 7, because I don't think Phoenix wants to go to game 7 with us. I honestly think that they don't want to go game 7 with
Bucks
with
play
us.
good at home, man. The Bucks Middleton plays great at home.
He does. He plays
I heard
great at home. Phenomenal.
I heard one of the commentators say his wife must do some really good cooking when he get home. So,
yeah, I'm sure that amongst other things.
and I don't think they were talking about exactly cooking.
Right. I'll tell you all this. I don't believe it's over. But for the Bucks to win the title, they have to go undefeated at home.
Go ahead and say
they have to tie. If the series is not tied 2-2, it's over.
So
That's what I'm saying. Hold up.
So
If
you
this-
saying 3? So y'all go? Okay, y'all going to the game tonight?
we are?
I like the way you put everybody in my business. But y'all going to the game?
You the one
tonight.
that just
you,
said it.
You said it at the be earlier in this.
I mean, stop counting my coins, then, man. Stop trying to put me on blast.
Shoot, I didn't
Stop
see you ain't a
being-
real fan.
Hey.
Anyways,
It's gonna be bumping tonight too, man.
well, I hope they
I
win.
cannot wait to get in the arena.
Just again,
So, okay, my question for y'all is 3-0. Is if they lose tonight, are you still singing the same tune?
the series is over if we lose tonight. In fact, my
Easy.
fear is if we lose tonight, we might get swept, and I don't want that for Milwaukee.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If we get swept, my feelings will be extremely hurt.
I don't
Like,
want that for
my
Milwaukee.
feelings gonna be like hurt.
I
Like,
rather
hurt.
Are you gonna grind the car?
I don't know.
I'm gonna cry at Mardak on my way to my car. I'm gonna be walking to my car after game 4, like, dude, what's wrong with Dre? Oh man, the Bucks just lost. I don't want, if the Bucks are going to lose, at least lose with some dignity. Win a game and lose in Phoenix in game 5. Don't come in here in game 3 with Stephen A's pushback line in this in town, right? He's here now, by the way, just so you know, Keys. Don't lose.
He said he looking for you.
He said he's looking for you, bro.
Oh, I'm the nigga. Oh, see, now y'all got me saying things I don't even say on the show. I'm here, nigga. I'm here, nigga. I'm here, nigga. No, let me stop.
He didn't say it now. He didn't say it.
Stop. Let me stop. But I better not run across him though. 'Cause I do got some words for him.
So,
Hey.
I ain't gonna put my hands on him.
So this is all I'm saying. The city of Milwaukee cannot take the Phoenix Suns winning on our home court.
We can't.
We cannot.
We
And
can't, man.
so the Bucks need to win tonight, tie the series 2-2, because right now, and this is the objective fan in me, it's not really a series. We're down 2-0. It's not a series. If we go down 3-0, I'm definitely selling my game 4 tickets. Okay, holla at me.
For the low.
Hit never the low. Hit me up at _ DreXD on Twitter if you're interested in buying. And I'm a fan, but let me make some money. I'm a fan, but you know I'm a capitalist first. I like to make some money. Kesey was trying to sell you too, so don't try.
No. I joked around with it for a minute, but this is a part of history, man.
Let me tell you something.
You think I really would have sold him?
Anyway, America,
Listen,
the Bucks.
if you play that button one more again,
All I know is this. This man is on fire. This man is on fire with these sounds.
oh, you think that's funny today?
No, when I do it,
Get your hands off me.
All right, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, seriously. Back to it. The Bucks can't go down 3-0. If they do, the series is over. It's potentially a sweep. The series needs to get tied 2-2 for the Bucks to be back in it. This Phoenix Suns team is better than the Brooklyn Nets team, in my opinion. They're better because they're full force. Devin Booker is a killer. Chris Paul, I can't tell what's wrong with his right hand, the way he been balling.
That's why you said
So-
injury.
So do you think Devin Booker is a better killer than KD? KD was a
But
assassin. on the
KD
Bucks.
was a one-man show. He had no Harden. He had no Kyrie. Booker's whole
He had-
team is bailing
He
him
had
out.
Harden.
Man, shut up. Harden barely showed up, man.
He
Anyway,
was just out there.
Bucks,
He was.
we are here. We are cheering for you. We're still in the finals, but you got to win these games at home. Whew. Moving on.
Moving on.
Rachel Nichols versus the world. Recently, Rachel had a hot mic moment and spoke about the issues of diversity at ESPN. We're going to play the audio clip just so you all can see what's sort of got her in some hot water, a short suspension from ESPN. I believe the reports are saying she's back now already, but she got a short suspension, and we're going to play the comment. She was talking to a staffer of LeBron James, actually. I think it was his publicist.
His publicist and a spokesman.
Or spokesperson. And obviously she wasn't feeling too excited about being replaced in the NBA Finals. So let's take a listen to the clip.
So they said to me, hey, instead of posting the NBA Finals, why don't you do Doris's silent reporter job for the NBA Finals? Because guess what that would clear the way for? For Maria to do the hosting. Yeah. So I have declined. I don't know what their next move is, but they are feeling pressure because of all of that. And I'm trying to figure out like how to just, my thing is that I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your like crappy long-time record on diversity, which by the way I myself know personally from the female side of it, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not gonna find it with me and taking my thing away.
If you're great at what you do, you deserve the bag.
Yes, absolutely.
So basically, Rachel, it sounds like had the ABC Finals job that Maria Taylor has now. Is it Maria Taylor?
I believe it is.
That Maria Taylor has now, and apparently they took it from her. And obviously, Rachel Nichols is upset, rightfully so. Her comments were leaked. The guy, on the other hand, to me, his comments were a lot worse than hers. But we'll talk about that. Diving in a little deeper in the podcast. What do y'all make of her comments? Do we care? Should we care? I mean, what do you make of it, Keith?
I couldn't really grasp what she was saying because that was the first time I actually listened to it. So she believes the network pushed her out.
No. So what happened was Rachel Nicholson is usually the person who covers the NBA Finals. Okay. She usually covers the NBA Finals. So this year, ESPN decided to go with Marie Taylor, which is the black female reporter. So Rachel Nicholson was kind of indicating that, they're doing this because they have a diversity problem. Mm-hmm. And I'd rather if they're going to do this, don't do it with me.
Don't sacrifice me.
Yeah, don't do it with me as the casualty. And she was like, she covers all these other things, but NBA Finals is usually my stitch. And so that's the way. That's pretty much what she said in the thing.
But why can't it be somebody else's stitch though?
Because it's one of those things where I think that as sports fans, but we are used to certain guys or certain reporters covering certain things. And if you can cover NBA all year long, but when it comes to the finals, we're used to a certain person covering things. And
Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy.
They don't cover.
They cover the finals.
Do they?
Yeah, but Mike Breen, Mark Jackson's here right now.
Is he? Okay.
Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you this though.
Go ahead.
I don't give Rachel Ray. Her name ain't even Rachel Ray. I almost called her Rachel Ray.
Rachel Nichols.
Rachel Nichols is at the finals or not? Do you care to hear her on TV? Be honest.
I don't care.
So her
but it was controversial because
here's her words, Zeke. Let me read her words before you comment because the audio was a little distorted. If you need to give her more things to do, you are feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, which, by the way, I know personally from the female side of it. Go for it. She said on the call, which was leaked, and she said, just find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it from me or taking my spot away. That's basically what she said.
Yeah, that's pretty much what she said. And so it's one of the things where my perspective of it wasn't as bad as everyone made it seem, just because in the TV network industry, it is very cutthroat. It is very, this is my spot. You're not going to take this from me. It is one of those things where, especially for a Black woman, it is very hard to get to where the Stephen A's are, or even to get to the places where the Rachel Nicholsons are, because it is so, dominated by, our white counterparts. So my thing is, I guess my only thing about this is it shouldn't have had come out. It shouldn't have got leaked. It's she said it got leaked, so she has to suffer the consequences.
Yeah.
I don't think that I don't think that she meant it in a real racist kind of way. I think
there was nothing racist about it.
I think she meant it in a more of a competitive way.
But my thing is, how is she gonna say don't sacrifice me?
because she had the job.
Because that's
So-
usually her thing.
So what?
No, they had
So-
assigned it to her and then took it away.
Oh, okay.
So have there been listeners thinking about this though? In the real world, has there been times where somebody has had a job and they felt like, let me go with another candidate?
Yeah, it happens all the time.
So why can't it happen to her?
It can happen to her.
So then why does she think she above everybody else? What makes her so special that she
'Cause she
has
white.
to do the finals?
Because you're white.
Oh, I know that's why. Oh, I know that's why
The privilege.
she thinks she's privileged. She thinks she owns that position.
So at the end of the day, I don't think her remarks were racist. I think there was a little bit of privilege behind them.
I agree with that.
You know, I don't
agree.
think
More
they were
privilege.
racist.
I don't think race. I think it was more like she felt like she's entitled.
You know,
Entitlement, privilege. same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, I would say that. I don't think she was rude in her comments. I have more of a problem with what LeBron's guy has said, and the fact that LeBron has yet to release a statement on what his guy said.
I mean, I
his
don't
guy
know.
said this whole Black Lives Matter, Me Too movement thing is wearing me out, or I'm getting sick of it, or something along the lines. And I'm paraphrasing. But his remarks were probably more detrimental than Rachel's remarks. She's just speaking as a reporter who lost her spot in the biggest part of the NBA season.
Yeah. I mean, my thing
I'm
is,
not saying that I'm not saying I don't disagree with it. I'm all about mixing it up, give people chances. But I'm saying people really shouldn't be offended or upset at what she said because it really wasn't that deep to me.
To you, it's not. It might be deeper to some people.
Yeah.
I
but-
mean, it can go either way. I mean, like we unfortunately we didn't get to play that part of the clip where LeBron guy did say those things about the Black Lives Matter and Me Too stuff like that. And you know, I will not to get on LeBron's case, but it is under his watch. ESPN suspended old girl Rachel Nicholson.
very short suspension.
Very short suspension,
Very short.
but they did take some action, and who knows what's going to happen in the future. LeBron said nothing.
Nothing.
LeBron said nothing.
ESPN declined to comment. They didn't.
he
comment.
don't work for ESPN, so they're not supposed to comment. I expect LeBron to comment.
LeBron's guy later apologized. His name is I think it's Ben Middlesome. He later apologized for his comment in an email to CNBC. He said, "I made a stupid, careless comment rooted in privilege, and I am sincerely sorry." He in Middleton, and I'm sure I'm butchering his name. Last year, he co-founded LeBron James Black Voters Advocacy Group, More Than a Voice. So that's even more shocking that you're putting money behind issues of Black folks and Black people, but you say something like you're tired of Black Lives Matter, you're tired of Me Too.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, and I've said this before, when people say things, believe them because they wanted to say it. They just got under a hot mic. So be careful what you say. Be careful who you're around, and especially celebrities. You know, everything is always on. You got to make sure those mics are off. You got to make sure no one's in the room videotaping. In fact, I do it now as a professional. When I feel like someone calls me and they ask me unique questions and I feel like I'm on the spot, I'll say something like, "Let me call you right back." And I'll hang up and call right back just to make sure that no one's trying to record me on a three-way or something. If I'm in person with folks, put your phones on the table. I want to see things. When a person starts going under the table doing things, I'm getting suspicious and my conversation starts to change if we're having some type of crucial conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I guess the thing about it is, you know, I think we've all agreed that her comments were in privilege and they were in entitlement. And I wish, I don't know, even though I don't think she really said anything in like racist terms, it is still the entitlement and the privilege that she's the behind it.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it wasn't like a heavy suspension.
Yeah.
I don't think I think we should all just kind of like, I don't even want to say watch what we say, because like you said before, I think you just said this, that's how she feels.
Mm-hmm. She just needs to check her privilege at the door.
Yeah, that's pretty much right there. Just check her privilege at the door and just really like really just see what you said was wrong, and just don't apologize just for, you know, because you got getting bad press right now.
The thing is, I don't think she was wrong.
Yeah, I don't think she was wrong in her statement. I don't think she was wrong in her statement. I just think that sometimes because we all have these candid conversations,
Mm-hmm.
and if these candid conversations get recorded or get reported, we have to suffer the consequences.
Absolutely.
And so, if she would have got fired from ESPN, what am I have felt bad for?
No, absolutely. And,
I'm never going to feel bad for you because you make an insensitive comment. That's just you just have to suffer the consequences.
Mhm.
Lucky for us, I'm not really anybody that can get held accountable to a high standard because I'm not in that position. But it's just one of those things for she has to be held accountable.
Yeah, I totally agree. She has to be held accountable for what she said, because those type of things are the type of discussions you have with the people you work for, instead of just going and having that discussion with somebody else. But at the same time, don't care if Rachel's on there or not.
and I agree with that. I mean,
it don't make a difference. It don't make a difference.
It really don't.
If Jalen Rose wasn't there, I'd be like, damn, man, where Jalen Rose at? If I say J Dub wasn't there, I wouldn't really care either, but I would still be like, damn, man, where he? I kind of want to hear. Like, it's certain people you want to hear their insight. Rachel Nicholson isn't one of them.
I don't think anybody's looking for her specifically.
No.
Do you think it's an NBA player that's looking to
Probably Jimmy Butler,
Butler.
but Jimmy Butler, but other than that, I ain't really looking for her.
Jimmy who?
Jimmy, what's good, bro? We hear you like the Nickels. But anyway,
What he do?
man,
He got
that's
a-
another story for
You
another
got a
day.
soft spot for Rachel?
After
Word on the
this,
street is he was hitting that.
yeah, after this story broke, another story broke saying that her and Jimmy were intimate in the bubble, but none of us were there, so we don't know.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, shout out to Maria Taylor for getting the hosting gig in the final. She's doing a heck of a job. I mean, Rachel can feel how Rachel wants to feel, but sometimes, diversity, well, all the time it should. Diversity does matter. Representation does matter.
And now we have, I believe, an all black stack on reporting. It's her, Jalen Rose.
Well, Mike Green,
J-Dub.
Mike and Jeff Van Gundy are still calling, but
they're calling
the finals.
No, I'm saying they're calling play by play.
They're calling the game.
So what I'm saying is halftime was all black.
Yep.
That sideline reporter,
Yep.
she was black too.
Yep.
So like you said, representation does matter.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that
There's
at
nothing
all.
wrong with that. And it's
Hey.
also nothing wrong with Rachel feeling slighted.
I'll tell you like this,
There's nothing wrong with that.
Rachel. Now you know how our people felt.
And you know what?
That's how
Yeah.
I feel about it. Our people have felt that way for a long time. So, hey,
I mean, we
if the
saw
shoe
it.
fits, the shoe fits.
We saw with Brad Stevenson. He was going to be fired as a coach, but instead of being fired, he was promoted to the president. So what happened? So,
Yes.
Rachel, sorry that this had to happen to you. Shout out to Maria Taylor. Keep doing what you're doing. But once again, you know what I always say: rich people fighting over rich people stuff. Moving on. The NBA Finals, which we've already dug deep a little earlier. Who is the Finals MVP for you right now? If the Finals ended right now and you had to crown someone, who is the NBA Finals MVP? Keith.
Oh man,
Just give it to
if
him.
we had to crown him right now,
Just give it to
Right
him.
now.
it got to go to CP. Just off of the way he played, man. I mean, he makes people better, man. You can't knock his talent, but at the same time, I cannot stand his flopping, and it's really driving me insane this finals.
I don't look at it as flopping. I look at it as
Put on the show.
old man basketball. I like when I see that type of stuff. It's old man basketball because I see, he dribbling the ball, he in the paint, he see Giannis behind him. So instead of him kicking it off like he was gonna do, he try to throw it up, and then Giannis has no choice because he's coming back momentum to fall on him. He just
But see,
so
I
that's old man basketball.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember them days at the YMCA. when
Yeah,
you was
them
young,
old man.
especially if
moves.
you got a steal on one of them and they flop and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you fouled me."
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. Let's quit. I quit.
He has taught that Phoenix Sun how to cry, ain't he?
Man, they some crybabies.
Man, they some crybabies.
I
and some floppers. They were at that free throw line a lot.
thought Brooklyn was some crybabies.
Side note, shout out to the terrible officiating in the finals. Terrible. Bucks
Horrible.
are losing, but this is a Phoenix Suns friendly refereeing staff. Zeke, who's your MVP so far?
It'd be Chris Paul.
Chris Paul?
As much as Chris Paul has been in this league 16 years. If anybody deserves it, it's him. He's changed teams multiple times. They counted him out, and then he's not only just here, but he's actually playing good basketball.
Yeah, and he's not injured.
And he's not injured.
Knock on wood.
That's been Chris Paul knock his last 5-6 years. If he can make it to the finals, he's gonna do some things.
Yeah.
So it's Chris Paul. I mean, who else you gonna give it to?
Well, for me, if it was a losing effort, I mean, like LeBron almost won it that year. I would have I know, right? I would have given the MVP inside jokes. I would have given it to Giannis. Honestly,
Giannis has played.
Giannis is playing the best basketball out of everybody on the court. But because Phoenix is winning right now, I think this will be the first time in a couple years where you have to have co-MVPs. I don't think Chris Paul is just a runaway because Booker is putting up crazy numbers.
So you sound like you saying Phoenix is about to win because you
said
this might be
I said based on right now, the Phoenix Suns are up 2-0. When do they give losers MVP? We're saying MVP right now. I said it's Giannis right now. If we gave it to people that were losing, they are losing.
But Markel Bridges putting up numbers like them too. So
he's not. He put it up one game. One game.
Pump your brakes.
Stop. I almost went to the button again, but I said, you know what? I'm not going to even do it.
Go ahead.
We're good.
Go ahead. You feeling froggy? Leap.
Really?
You sure?
Really?
Punch him in the eye today.
Really?
You know what? He said I'm feeling froggy.
You want to go to the Bucks then with a black?
Sorry, America. I can't do this. So Zeke, go ahead because y'all know this ain't my thing. Press that one, Zeke. Go ahead, press that one.
All right, man.
I'm not finna push that.
Let's go.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
So anyway,
hey, man, what you look at me for?
You know our saying. We'll get laughers.
Chris Paul and Devin Booker would be co-MVPs in my opinion. So,
Really?
But they would. I think the series is still far from over. Bucks can make a comeback, but right now, Giannis, Booker, and Chris Paul have made this an entertaining series.
Just real quick. I was thinking about this last couple of days. Let's say the Bucks lose. Where do we go from here?
Somebody's got to go.
Well, hopefully, if we
Are
lose,
you sure about that? Because there's not a lot of coaches out there.
Hopefully, right. Hopefully, it gets Bud fired, but who are you going to bring in? So at this point, it's like I was at barbershop. I was at the Brewers game Friday night, and everybody in there, although we were watching the game, shout out to the Brewers, they were like, Bud just going to the finals, solidify his space at least another 2 seasons. Just going to the final. If he wins, he gets a 4-year contract if they win.
If he wins, give him a 10-year contract.
You know,
but
what?
A 10-year
like
contract.
Mike McCartney with the Packers. Dude won the Super Bowl once, and they gave him 12 seasons.
Yeah. What I'm saying is this: well, first of all, the Bucks are in the finals.
Clearly,
that gets him 2 more years. I will say, depending on the market, another 4 years. We're stuck with Bud for another 4 years.
Unless you're going to bring in Becky Hammond. Unless you're gonna give Mark Jackson the shot.
We don't.
Scott Brooks just got a job.
I'm not doing the whole play for the future thing. I'm tired of that. Excuse my language. I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of playing for last week we talked about the Bucks playing for the future. It's the future.
We've been playing for the future.
I'm tired of that shit. I want to win right now. Giannis has been here 5-6 years?
8 seasons.
8 seasons.
About 8. Mm-hmm.
He's about to be. He has 2, maybe 3 good seasons left.
Ooh.
Yes,
I
said it. Yes, I said it because of the way he plays the game. He's not a jump shooter. He will never be a jump shooter. He has.
That's what we know.
So it's one of those things where
he will never be a 3-point shooter. He was hitting the mid range.
He was in the mid range. He just started hitting the mid range, and hey. Stranger things have happened. But what I'm saying is I'm tired of playing for the future. That's why we picked up Drew Holiday because he's younger.
Yep.
If we had Chris Paul on our team right now, we wouldn't even be having this conversation because we'd be like, y'all, we finna win the NBA championship.
Man, you sound a little bitter, bro.
I'm just irritated, man. I'm irritated, man. I'm irritated.
So will you be saying that after the Bucks win 2 home games?
He asked the question.
I said the Bucks
here based on 2.
I said if we lose, where do we go from here?
Yeah. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, none of us want to admit it, but we're down 2-0. We didn't do that. We're down 2-0, and you have to think worst case. Well, think for the best. If we win tonight, great. We're still down 2-1. What are we celebrating tonight? A great home win for the finals, yes, but we can't leave the finals like, yeah, we got this. We're still down 2-0. Every game for the Bucks from here on out is a must-win situation.
I don't say that. We win.
What?
We win game 3 and 4. All right, cool.
It's tied, but it's still a must-win because you want to keep the momentum going.
Here's the thing: if we win 2 in a row, I know for a fact we're gonna lose game 5. If we win 2 in a row, we're gonna lose game 5.
So that means it's going 7.
I said it was going 7 the whole time.
I did too.
So you
I did too.
guaranteeing that we're gonna lose game 5, we win game 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So what happens if the Bucks go 4 straight games?
Like
How will you feel then?
Did you hear what I said last week?
What?
4 straight?
Chocolate wasted.
I'm in
remember? It gonna be chocolate.
Oh yeah.
It ain't gonna be chocolate. It ain't gonna be chocolate, but I'm gonna be wasted. Middle of the street. Hey,
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Can you come in from jail? No, man. Call Keith.
So
you already know. I done
know-
had
I
my
know.
bad experience of you getting like that.
I wouldn't.
I am.
I
You-
wouldn't.
I
me
am-
too.
I am-
I've been the babysitter too. Don't
First
just
of
leave
all-
me
first
out.
of all-
I'm
first
done with
of
him.
all- Really? Really?
We too
Really?
old. Too old for that.
Time out.
We too old for that.
Time out. Number one, you're never too old to be blackout drunk. Never forget that, adults.
Yes, you are.
Number
America.
2.
Please don't think that's okay.
Number 2, I'm not the only one at this table who's been blackout drunk. Okay? We've known each other a long time. Okay? Do y'all really want to go there?
I've never.
This
been
is
there.
your time to tap out and
I
move
don't know
on.
what the hell he's talking about.
I don't.
I
either.
bet you don't because you was blackout drunk.
I don't know what the heck he's talking about.
America. Don't listen to this fool.
Don't listen to him. He don't know what he's talking about.
He just woke up.
He been coughing his COVID germs and he want to just blame other people. So anyway,
Wrap this up.
Anyway,
wrap this up.
anyway, the Bucks, we still believe in you. Bucks in 7. Next week we'll either be talking about
Dre, you didn't answer my question though. What do we if we lose? What are you expecting to happen?
I don't really think anything other than hopefully signing some decent free agents in the offseason. I mean, the Bucks can't sign any max players because there's not any max contracts left. So they can't sign any max players because they shelled out all the cash on Middleton, Greek, and Holiday. And so Bud still stays. Not my choice, but Bud's goes nowhere. I think we lose Bobby Portis. I think the Bucks bench will look completely different because players will start to get paid. But again, at the end of the day, I think most of Sports America consider this year a lucky year for the Bucks anyway. I hear.
Really?
Oh man, we beat.
I think
There was no LeBron.
I think this is a
Hold
lucky
up.
year for everybody. but
Hold
go
up.
ahead,
This
go
is a
ahead.
lucky year for both of them. If we want to be objective, no LeBron, no Golden State, no KD in the West, no Kyrie, no James Harden. So both of these teams really didn't have to beat anybody to get here. The hardest fight, I think, was the Suns and the Clippers, and that really wasn't a big fight because Leonard was out. So a lot of sports of America are already saying that both of these teams being in the finals is fluky. I'm not saying that, but if you listen to any sports radio or sports talk TV, they're all saying this is fluky.
So you saying the Bucks beating Brooklyn was a fluke?
What I didn't say that, but what I am saying, because you know I'm objective, Brooklyn gifted us that series because Kyrie was hurt and KD did it all by himself. Now I don't care how much of a Bucks fan you are. Everybody named Mama know that. I don't care how much of a fan you are, and I don't care what y'all say. I'm a Bucks fan, but having Kyrie out and Harden out benefited the Milwaukee Bucks.
I don't think it guaranteed them to beat the Bucks.
Okay,
Either.
that's fine. We agree to disagree.
We'll agree to disagree.
We agree to disagree.
We can go outside and fight about it if you want.
We ain't gotta do all that because I don't need to fight.
Okay, well, good. I'll see you at the game.
I mean, I don't want to say lucky. I just say all the cards were lined up for us to win it this
For
year.
us to win it this year, they were lined up for us to win it in the bubble. They were lined up to win it against Toronto. So 3 years in a row, we've not won a championship. So although we got to the finals, which is a big deal, right? It is a big deal. Okay? It's a big deal. But you gotta win it. You got no one remembers. Oh man, the Bucks had a great season, bruh. You know the way you dogged me and Kesey after the Packers lost in the NFC Championship.
Oh, God,
That
it
is
feels
a
so good.
terrible feeling. Isn't
Oh
it?
God, it
It
feels
is
so
a
good.
terrible feeling when your team is so close and don't get it done.
Oh God, it
So the
feels so
Bucks
good.
have to get it done. No excuses.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's true. I mean, everything you said is true. I mean, we haven't been in a long time, and you know, I think that this year has been the cards have aligned up for a new champion to arise,
Which I'm happy about.
which you know you got to be happy about as you know just NBA because you don't want to see the same guys there. We won't see Golden State there for a long time. Yeah, I said it right here. So
They'll
you know,
be back next year.
seeing LeBron there every year, whether he wins or loses, I ain't got time for that. So I think that you know this year has been something to really, I don't know, the endurance of a team because Bucks didn't really get any injuries to like the conference finals, and that was Giannis. So you know, I still have confidence that the Bucks can win both these games, and
we do too, because we play great at home.
because we play great at home.
The Bucks
So
are a great
we'll see what
home team.
happens.
So, but yeah, this has been another great episode of the 94 Feet Podcast. Shout out to my brother Zeke. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Shout out to my brother Keese, my man. We NBA Finals bound. Shout out to our executive producer, Super Tone. Listen to the 94 Feet Podcast on your favorite platforms: Google, iHeart, Spreakers, Spotify. Like, subscribe, comment. Agree with us? Probably not. Follow us on social media: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at 94 Feet Podcast, 94 FT Podcast. Hopefully next week we'll be talking about a preview to Game 7. But if not, we'll be talking about likely the Phoenix Suns as the NBA champions. But we're hopeful for a Game 7. Go Bucks.
All right, good people.